GTN Radio. Hear the difference.
Now the news. I'm Shane Bigham. Official data shows that China registered over 380 new public-private partnerships in the first 8 months of the year. The projects attracted total investment of nearly 240 billion yuan in the transport sector. Chinese authorities have been exploring the possibility of funding infrastructure and public works through PPP models. The move aims to reduce local government debt and provide new opportunities for private capital. At least one person's died after a magnitude 7.7 earthquake struck western Mexico on Monday. Its National Seismological Service confirmed the epicenter occurred in South Michoacan at a depth of 15 kilometers. The quake happened at about 1 p.m. local time, about an hour after millions of Mexicans across the country participated in an earthquake drill. The quake also triggered dozens of aftershocks, the most powerful at a magnitude of 5.3. Alistair Baberstock has more.
Perhaps more disconcerting for the country is the fact that the earthquake took place on September 19th, the exact same date as two other devastating earthquakes in the country's recent history. In 1985, which claimed thousands of lives, and 5 years ago, in 2017, when hundreds died. And while Mexico City's mayor was quick to dispel doubts about Earthquake Day, the continuing aftershocks are doing nothing to put people at their ease. Close to the epicenter, hospitals, schools, public infrastructure and homes have been damaged, and large parts of the Pacific coast remain without electricity.
Hurricane Fiona is moving north and gaining force after it brought torrential rains to the Dominican Republic and triggered a total power outage in Puerto Rico. The Category 1 hurricane will likely upgrade to Category 3. Forecasters said the storm's expected to emerge over the Atlantic and pass close to the Turks and Caicos Islands later in the week. It could move near Bermuda as a major hurricane on Thursday or Friday. Iran says it'll purchase 9 million cubic meters of gas per day from Russia through Azerbaijan. The oil ministry announced the plan in a report providing details of a $40 billion deal between the national Iranian oil company and Russian gas producer Gazprom. Iran will also receive 6 million cubic meters of Russian gas per day under a swap deal to export them as liquefied natural gas. China says it's willing to deepen mutual trust with Ethiopia and push the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership between the two countries to new levels. Foreign Minister Wang Yi made the remarks while meeting with his Ethiopian counterpart, Demeke Mekonnen, on the sidelines of the 77th session of the UN General Assembly in New York on Monday. He said no matter how the international situation changes, bilateral relations have been steadily developing. He also said China will continue to uphold justice on issues concerning Ethiopia's independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. Mekonnen said Ethiopia cherishes its deep friendship and bilateral cooperation with China. Climate change, the food crisis, COVID-19, and the conflict in Ukraine are on top of the agenda at the ongoing session of the UN General Assembly. Tony Waterman reports from New York.
The biggest geopolitical flashpoint is the conflict in Ukraine. No one expects a significant breakthrough towards ending the conflict, but experts say the gathering provides an opportunity to find some common ground. Education featured prominently on Monday, leaders discussing ways to close the quality gap, which widened during the COVID-19 pandemic. Another crisis leaders will discuss is climate change. Record temperatures and raging wildfires threaten to worsen instability in the years to come. The leaders' speeches kick off on Tuesday. It's not just about what happens here over the next week. It's about how powerful nations like China and the U.S. position themselves when discussions and negotiations at the UN take place.
The Ukrainian Seaports Authority says the country's exported 3.9 million tons of agricultural products under a key grain deal. A total of 169 ships have left Ukraine's Black Sea ports for countries in Asia, Europe, and Africa. An official says Ukraine will have at least 45 million tons of grain for export, as the country expects to harvest around 67 million tons this year. Ukraine and Russia separately signed a deal with Turkey and the United Nations to resume food and fertilizer shipments from Ukrainian ports. The first grain ship after the conflict broke out set sail from Ukraine on August the 1st. And that's the news. I'm Shane Bigham.